Dragon Quest will be celebrating its 40th anniversary this year, and it has the potential to have some of the most craziest reveals to date. So join me in today's video while we go over what we could expect from Dragon Quest and Dragon Quest Day this year. So with that all being said, what is up guys, Jen here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Where do we even begin? I think we should keep to the confirmed right now and talk briefly about Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, even though it is not part of Dragon Quest Day, and I don't even think it's been part of the Dragon Quest 40th anniversary, though it might be considered a kickoff to it. We are getting a remake, a reimagining of Dragon Quest VII. I have gameplay videos and my own coverage up in the top right and in the description if you want to check that out. I have played it and I'm very excited for February the 5th when that comes around. But what lies on the horizon for Dragon Quest? What could we potentially see? If you're liking the content, please consider hitting the like button. It helps out. And if you are new here and want to stick around for some more Dragon Quest content, you're already in the right place. Just hit that subscribe button. So I think we need to get the biggest thing out the way, the thing that everybody wants from Dragon Quest, and that is Dragon Quest XII, The Flames of Fate. It has been quite a while since we have heard from this title, so of course it is at the top of the list as the most highly anticipated Dragon Quest title. I think the 40th anniversary, this coming Dragon Quest Day, is the time we get a re-reveal and a release window. I don't think they're going to commit to a date just yet, though if I was to take a guess, I would say next year's Dragon Quest Day in 2027 could be Dragon Quest XII's release date, but that's my own opinion. Interested to hear yours in the comments section down below, but I think we'll get the re-reveal. It's been a long time. It was during that era where Square Enix were busting out trailers for games that were just going to come out in years and years time. Same with Kingdom Hearts, but I do think it's Dragon Quest XII's time. We're going to see more about the Flames of Fate and what that all means and what this Dragon Quest game is going to be bringing to the table. And I'm really looking forward to it. We don't know what we could expect when it comes to its gameplay, but of course we can expect all of the Dragon Quest traits that we all know and love. Is Dragon Quest XII, The Flame of Fate, it's going to go a little bit darker than it usually does. That doesn't cancel out any of the stories we've had in past Dragon Quest games because they do touch on dark subjects, but a bit more of a grittier Dragon Quest. Could 12 be the one? Now, before we move on to what else we might be getting this year with Dragon Quest, you might want to go back and play Dragon Quest games that are already out, and I have got you sorted thanks to our partners at Instant Gaming. You can pick up some of the greatest Dragon Quest games at incredible prices. This includes Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake with up to 24% off, Dragon Quest Builders 2 with up to 56% off, and Dragon Quest Monsters The Dark Prince with up to 34% off. If you already have these games, have a look at some of the other games that Instant Gaming has to offer, like Game of the Year 2025 Clair Obscur Expedition 33 for up to 48% off. You can find all the links down below. Not only will you be supporting the channel, you will also be saving yourself some money, playing great games so everybody wins. Thanks to Instant Gaming and happy shopping. Now, let's move on to a couple of other things that we could be expecting from Dragon Quest, and this is another one that I think people really want, and it gives people hope when seeing things like the HD 2D remakes and Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, because let's be honest, Dragon Quest has been certainly cooking the past couple of years, but we would love to see Dragon Quest VIII on modern systems. I think Dragon Quest VIII is one of the only Dragon Quest games that came out quite a while ago that would just benefit with a nice new remaster. That's all it needs. Upgrade those textures, add some quality of life, bring in the 3DS additional features, just not that soundtrack. Let's go full orchestrated and really enjoy Dragon Quest VIII's music, but it could be the time. I don't know why it's been sat on for so damn long, but Dragon Quest VIII would definitely benefit. It's one of the best PS2 games out there, and a lot more people need to experience it. I finally got round to playing it last year and I bloody loved it, and I would be more than happy to dive straight in again with it looking crisp, orchestrated music, and everything else in between. Would you like Dragon Quest VIII to be remastered, or would you like it to be redone in the Dragon Quest XI engine, or would you like to see something reimagined like 7? But Dragon Quest VIII, I'm sure we will be hearing things about that soon. Now, I mentioned the HD 2D remakes, and I think everyone's looking forward to what they could be doing next. The Erdrick trilogy was a great trilogy to play through. 3 was phenomenal. 1 was just really nice to return to and probably the best way to experience 1. And then 2 blew everybody's socks off with how much they added and how much they expanded on that story, making it into one of the better Dragon Quest games now. I think it's in a lot of people's top 5 or even top 3 Dragon Quest games of all time. But we look forward. What could be next? Could we be seeing the Zenithian trilogy? Some of these are the best games. I really enjoy 4 and 5 respectively for both what they bring to the table in both its story structure and its gameplay. And 6 could even raise the ranks with its HD 2D remake if that comes to fruition. What do you think? Would you like a HD 2D remake of the Zenithian trilogy starting off with 6? Could we see something similar that they did with 1, 2 and 3, but maybe because they're bigger games, we might just get separate releases and it will sort them out for the next couple of years? I want to briefly spend some time talking about Dragon Quest IX. It's one of the Dragon Quest games I have not played. It is stuck on the DS, and after seeing what Dragon Quest VII Reimagined has brought to the table, looking at gameplay and what people have said about Dragon Quest IX, that may benefit from a reimagine. Dragon Quest IX is very multiplayer focused, though you can play it solo, you're just not getting that same experience. I'll be very interested to see what Square would like to do with Dragon Quest IX. Could they reimagine it for a solo play, or could they keep that multiplayer gameplay mechanic in tow with the reimagining of Dragon Quest IX and offer a single and multiplayer experience when it finally comes around for more people to enjoy? For those that have played Dragon Quest IX either solo or with friends, let us know in the comments what you would like from a remake, reimagining, remaster, whatever you might want from it. Let us know. Now, this next one might be a little bit of cope, a little bit of hope, but I think there is quite the potential of Dragon Quest X finally coming to the West. Now, a lot of you will be like, nah, never going to happen. It should have happened by now. Years have flown by. We ain't going to see it. I do think there's a glimmer of hope, and I don't think that that thought should be slept on. We could well and truly just get an offline version, or we could get an adaptation of the MMO in its online glory, but I do think that we should keep our eyes out for Dragon Quest X. It's getting a big update this year in Japan. That could coincide with a Western release. Who knows? I will be very interested to hear your thoughts. Now, that's all of the mainline titles and what I think we could be seeing this coming Dragon Quest Day. I do think it's going to be a big one. I don't think it's going to be a doozy, but there's one thing that could surprise us, and that could be a new spin-off. It could be something along the lines of a Dragon Quest Treasures, just a new kind of gameplay style, introducing familiar characters. It could be Heroes 3. It could be Builders 3. We could see yet another Dragon Quest Monsters, because I'm pretty sure that the Dark Prince did relatively well on the Switch, and then when it came to Steam also, and I really enjoyed my time with it as well. But there are many spin-offs, there are genres that Dragon Quest has not yet experimented with that we could see. I'm not talking about a first-person shooter Dragon Quest or anything like that, but that we could be seeing a spin-off that could catch us off guard and keep us excited with the Dragon Quest series. We also have the mobile game Dragon Quest Smash and Grow, which is a roguelite on mobile. A lot of you might not be interested in mobile titles, but this, from my experience playing the beta, was quite nice, but this was void of any gacha mechanics and not really relying on any monetization, so I can't speak on that and if Square will pursue an aggressive approach or a light-hearted approach when it comes to it, but it's yet another Dragon Quest game we can look forward to. I think I have hit all of the beats that I wanted to in this video, so I'm interested to hear your thoughts on what you think we might be getting from Dragon Quest this year. Of course, as always, my expectations are in check. I just love speculating, talking about what people might be wanting. And let's be honest, Dragon Quest has certainly been cooking the past couple of years with its HD 2D remakes, with the Erdrick trilogy and Dragon Quest VII Reimagined fast approaching. So that just on its own gets me excited for the future, and being the huge Dragon Quest fan I have become, I am welcoming whatever they bring to the table. I appreciate your time, thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.